Hello everyone. Today we're gonna introduce you to MongoDB and walk you through setting up your development environment using Visual Studio Code. By the end of this video, you'll be ready to start working with MongoDB in your own projects. So let's get started. First, let's talk about what is MongoDB. MongoDB is a NoSQL database, which means it stores data in a different way compared to traditional databases like MySQL or PostgreSQL. And instead of tables and rows, MongoDB uses collections and documents. These documents are stored in a JSON-like format, making MongoDB highly flexible, especially when you are working with unstructured data. MongoDB is particularly popular in modern web development due to its scalability and ease of use. It allows for horizontal scaling, which means you can easily distribute your data across multiple servers, which is great for handling large amounts of data. Now that you have a basic understanding of MongoDB, let's set it up on your system. Head over to MongoDB website and download the community server version that's suitable for your operating system. For example, I am using Linux operating system and I'm going to select the Debian version because Debian is my operating system architecture. If you are using Windows, you can scroll down and looking into the Windows 64 architecture and you can select this and it will pop up the package manager automatically when you are selecting the Windows version. Even if you are using Mac operating system, you can also select the platform you are currently using on your computer. Once the download is complete, go ahead and install it by following the prompts or the instructions of the installations. If you're on Windows, MongoDB should start automatically after installation. If you are on Mac or Linux, you need to start it manually by running MongoDB. After installation, MongoDB will be running in the background, ready to store and manage your data. You won't interact directly with MongoDB just yet, but it is important to have it up and running. Next, let's set up Visual Studio Code or VS Code, which is an excellent tool for MongoDB development. If you haven't installed yet, you can download it from the official website and you can install by following the installation instructions. But I am already installed the Visual Studio Code on my computer, so I'm not going to show you how to install Visual Studio Code. I'm directly go to how to configure the MongoDB once you are installed on your computer. Okay, once installed, open VS Code, look like this, and click on the extensions icon on the left side, the Visual Studio Code, and write MongoDB. Then, as you can see, the extensions are listed out below in the extension when you are typing MongoDB, and you can look at the MongoDB for VS Code, which is in the verified. So you have to check that is verified. Unless and otherwise, don't install the extensions if they are not verified. So when you click on this item, and you can see that you can install the MongoDB for VS Code and connect to MongoDB and Atlas directly from your VS Code. Click on it and install, and waiting for until it is successfully installing. This extension allows you to connect to your MongoDB instances, explore your databases, and run queries directly from VS Code. All right. Once successfully installed, you can see that you can connect the MongoDB by clicking on Connect. And here you are going to insert the server name and the database server name, username, password. So you have to enter your connection string. In this case, paste MongoDB server. Yeah, if you are installing in the local server, you can see the local host is the host name and 27017 is the port of the database. And you can put MongoDB : in the beginning of this URI. So now you can click on save and connect. Once the MongoDB server is running in the background, it is successfully connected, and you can now everything is ready to start create a playground or create a MongoDB documents. So now that our development environment is ready, let's create your first MongoDB database. Now let's get started. To get started, let's open the MongoDB Playground. If you don't see the MongoDB icon on the left, ensure that the MongoDB extension is installed and visible in the activity bar. Right-click on the activity bar and make sure to activate MongoDB. Click on it. Now the MongoDB icon is activated on the activity bar, and you can see list of connections. If you have successfully connected to the local MongoDB server, you can see the green icon in the list of connections. Now, let's create a new database in our local MongoDB server. Right-click here, add database. Then the playground is open, and you can see that playground is a JavaScript file that allows us to write our MongoDB query. Now that we have our playground ready, let's start by creating a new database. In MongoDB, a database is like a container that holds all of your collection and documents. To create a database, we use the use function. You first define the name of the database, for example, EmployeeDB. Then, to create and switch the database to EmployeeDB, we use function and specify the name of the database we define here. Once we create our new database, we can switch by running the playground. To run the playground, go to the top right corner of the playground and see that there is run icon. Click on it and then click yes. Now the result of the playground show us that switch it to the DB EmployeeDB. All right. Now with our database setup, the next step is to create a collection. Think of a collection as a table in a relational database. It is where all your documents, your data will be stored. We're going to create a collection named employees. So this is a collection, and we are going to use db.create collection function to create a collection in our database. Then specify the name of the collection we defined here. Then you can do this with the db.create collection function. Once you create, you can run this playground and you can see that the database and the collection will be created in our local MongoDB server. So you can see the result that it is okay. Okay means that the collection is successfully created. Now let's refresh this and let's see our database is successfully created in our connection. So you can expand this and you can see employees collection is created as well. All right. Now that we have our database and collection, it is time to start adding some data. In MongoDB, data is stored as documents in a JSON-like format. Let's begin by inserting a single document into the employees collection. Now that we have our database and collection, it is time to start adding some data. In MongoDB, data is stored as documents in a JSON-like format. Let's begin by inserting a single document into the employees collection. To insert, you can right-click on employees collection and insert document. Here, db.getCollection function is used to get the name of the collection, and insert one is a function that used to insert one document in our collection. Then you can specify the documents as a JSON format. Now to insert this document in our collections, we have to click on run, and now our playground is successfully run and it's just inserted one document in our employees collection. You can check out by expanding this. First, refresh, and one document is successfully inserted in our employees doc collection. So this insert one function is useful to insert one document. To insert multiple documents at once, we use insert many instead of one. You can change this to many. You can insert many array of documents as a JSON format in employees collection at a time. So you can use square bracket that specifies each of the documents. For example, here I'm going to create another JSON. You can copy this and you can change this to John, data engineer, and you can add more. And you can put list of JSON documents in an array. Then this insert many function going to insert multiple documents at once. Now you can run this and just successfully inserted the documents in our employees. And you can refresh our database. And now we have 3 documents in our employees collection, right? So this insert many commands will help you to insert multiple documents at a time. Next, once we have successfully created our documents in our employees collection, we can search or find or retrieve documents. To do this, you can right click on documents and search for documents. And you can see that find, for example, if I want to find position with data engineer and run this, there is no data engineer position right now. So you can make sure that there is a position with AI engineer. So you can right click here on the document, search for documents, and you can specify the position, which is AI engineer, and run this playground and see the retrieved result. Now AI engineer is retrieved. There are 2 records or documents in the position of AI engineer. And one more thing you should understand here is the object ID. In a relational database, there is a primary ID that automatically created when you are inserting data into the relational database table. The same is true in MongoDB. This object ID uniquely identifies each of the documents you are inserting into the collections. When MongoDB inserts a document, it automatically adds a unique identifier called an object ID. This ID is stored in the _ID field and ensures each document can be uniquely identified within a collection. The object ID is a 12-byte identifier, typically displayed as a 24-character hexadecimal string. That's it for today's tutorial on managing databases and collections in MongoDB using the playground in Visual Studio Code. We have covered creating a database, adding collections, inserting single and multiple documents, and querying data. Be sure to run the commands and see the results in the output pane to verify your changes. In our next video, we will explore more advanced topics like aggregation and indexing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Happy coding!